peoples of the internet, it's a new sensation, a TFNation video. As we are 65 days away from TFNation, I thought I'd do a video. Yes, it's been a while. Yes, the hype train has left the station. I'm getting excited now. I'm booking my bus ticket. Should be this week or next week. I always leave it till fairly late-ish, but not too late. So we're going to be doing that. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm coughing in your ears if you're using headphones there. So what am I going to be talking about? As probably the title, Holy Grails. Yes, Monty Python and the Holy Grail. So what is a Holy Grail? Well, a Holy Grail is whatever it is that you're looking for, basically. It could be something rare, just something you had as a kid, something you only ever saw once, like your friend had it or your friend's cousin had it. That happened to me. I didn't get a G1 Soundwave until like 2002, I think, and I just realised that's a bit too low. There we are. Stupid camera. There we are. And that's now too high. Professionally unprofessional, you see. Yes. That's better. So I didn't see a G1 Soundwave. I mean, I saw one back in the day. And my friend's cousin had it, and he turned up at his house. And the only time I ever saw a G1 Soundwave until 2001 or 2, I can't remember, around that time, when Takara was reissuing the blue box, the white box ones, and I bought it off a website called Epic Heroes. Excuse me, EpicHeroes.com. It no longer exists. For the cheapest sum of £53 shipped, I think it was. And I'm like, I'm never going to see a Soundwave again. And now I've got it. Now I own about 10 versions of the mold. But it's so that was my Holy Grail back in the day. Then it was I can't remember I'm just trying to think what my Holy Grail was in 2009. So the first auto assembly I went to, 2009. I just can't think what it was. That was the main thing on the list when I went there, because I can't even remember actually. I can't even remember. But recent years, it's been Black Zarak, which I now own. I'm not going to regale you with the story again. I know, Raymond, you're going to give me shit about it. Last year I got a Grand Max, who is missing a lot of the parts, but I own a Grand Max with a box, and they are really fucking rare. And I've got the usual suspect, Scorponok, Jetfire. Although I do need another one. If I can get a junker that's got the tail fins, I'll be happy, because the one that I've got is broke, and I'm really fucking pissed off. But that plastic in the wings, in the tail fins especially, is known to go brittle. So if I can get one that's a junker, but it's got those parts, I'll be happy. I can just swap them out, and jobs are good. What other thing? I've got a Star Saber. Victory Leo is on the list for this year, because I don't have a G1 Victory Leo. I've got the Legacy one, and there isn't a Masterpiece one, although there's a Masterpiece Star Saber there. So that'd be nice. Get one of them. Nucleon Quest Super Convoy, Fire Guts Jinrai, Star Convoy. There's a few. A G1 Predaking is always on the list, and I never seem to find one. Or if I do find one, it usually sells out fairly quickly. Or if I do find one, it's just slightly more expensive than I was willing to pay for it. But this year, whatever they're fucking asking, I will jump on. Now, as new stuff, a holy grail for new stuff, I don't think it really matters because, yes, I still don't have an 86 Optimus Prime, and I don't have the Armada Legacy Armada Prime either. Would I consider them holy grails? No, only because they've only been out a couple of years, at this point. So it's yes, anything that's like 10 years old or less, I wouldn't consider a holy grail. Because they're reasonably easy to find. Somebody at TFNation will have one of those, right? It's guaranteed. Toy probably. Like I say, a new figure, In Demand and Kapow, Space Bridge, the usual suspects will have them, But like I say, but when I consider a holy grail, I consider something that you can't find. Like you can't go to Smith's Toys or a toy shop and find one there. For example, a Black Zarak, a G1 Black Zarak, you ain't going to find it in one of those places. You might find it at a convention, you might find it at TFN. I mean, I found one. But yeah, not to go on about it, just because it's a rare figure. So, I'd like a Grandis at some stage. But if I can get a Dagwan base, a Brave Dagwan base, basically the same toy. It's slightly remoulded, but it's basically the same toy. Yeah, so, but I mean, I guess everybody's got a different take on the Holy Grail business. It all depends on what your collection is. I mean, a Holy Grail can be, like I say, personally, I don't consider anything that's 10 years old or more to be a Holy Grail as such. Like I said, something that you saw as a kid, never seen since. You've only seen pictures on the internet of, that kind of thing's a Holy Grail to me. Like rumour and hearsay and all that sort of stuff, speaks about in hushed tones and all that sort of stuff. And, hey, this guy had one back in 1985, that sort of stuff, I've never seen, still to this day, I've never actually seen a Action Master Megatron. I had Action Master Prime would be a good contender for Holy Grail this year because you just don't see them, and Action Masters aren't considered to be the best Transformers, but in recent years they've become somewhat collectible because I remember about 5 or 6 years ago, just perusing the old eBays, I managed to get what's he called? Dinobot, Stegosaurus, Snarl, Action Master Snarl, complete for £10, and you could have got carded Action Master figures for about the same money, 10, 15, 20 quid. Now they're going to 50, 60, 70 quid, so obviously people are now consider them collectibles. But yeah, an Action Master Prime or a Megatron would be nice at TFN this year, would be good as well. Because, that's the kind of thing I'm after, just something a bit quirky, a bit different. And because I had it as a kid and it's just vanished into the ether. I don't know what happened to it. It just fucking vanished one day. Just gone. And it gutted because I love that fucking thing. I like the Action Masters back in the day. I still like them now. I've got quite a few of them, but yeah, that's quite a nice figure, actually, quite a nice toy. The problem is with it though, and I think this is the general problem with Generation 1 as a whole. They didn't grow up with the kids, if that makes sense, because you've got the first two waves are real world vehicles and items like cassette players, guns, cars, jets, construction vehicles. All right, they're throwing the Dinobots in there and the Insecticons and stuff like that. But as a whole, they were, real world items, And then 86 comes along and then they sort of get a bit futuristic-y and, then you got your Target Masters, Headmasters, Power Masters, all that sort of stuff. Great toys, don't get me wrong. And then when you get into 1990, that's when things start to go kiddified a bit more. Like the Action Masters, the vehicles are very simplistic. They're very, you know, garishly coloured as well. But you, like I say, if they'd kept it going, I think it would have been all right. But apparently, I don't know how true this is. It's one of those rumours that you hear and you see and things like that. Apparently, the reason why they went the Action Master route is because G.I. Joe was outselling Transformers, and I don't think to myself, yeah, but you can't compete with yourself because that's a Hasbro property as well. But apparently that's what happened. That's why the Action Masters existed, you know. But yeah, just something a bit different. Like I say, it's just something after a bit strange, a bit weird. I will be doing a homework this year because not many people did it last year. Yes, I'm going to do it now. Let's set some homework. Like I did last year, I want you to find some some really weird, really obscure piece of Transformers merchandise. And you don't have to spend a lot of money. I mean, if you find something 50p that's shit, great, you know. I found a couple of years ago, I found this big badge from Bluebird with a big Optimus Prime. You know, this box art of Optimus Prime, but in like an embossed thing. It was like £4, I think I paid for it. And it was the most awful thing. And I went, I've got to have it. It's so awful. I've got to have it. So yeah, I want you to find something like that. Something very strange, very weird. Just like you'd look at it and go, why did they slap a license on that? You know, that sort of thing. Yeah, I'd like to see it. Come on. And as well, I'd like to see more people do videos. So tell me what your Holy Grail is. I also have some questions. I will link that in the description as well. So please check that video out. Check out my other Transformers reviews, which should be out every Thursday and Saturday. Check that notification bell, which will tell you when they're ready to upload. And if you're in a position to help me out, donate some ready monies. I've got a Patreon. The links will be in the description. Got some cool rewards over there. And for as little as $1 a month, you can have your name in the credits. How cool is that? I will catch you all very soon. Bye for now.
Unleashing the power, tearing through the night. Transformers in my hands, ready for the fight. With every single figure, I gear up to transform. Soundwave SG-1, bringing thunder in the storm. Watch me review, watch this channel ignite. Fusing metal and vision, let's take flight. Transform.